I don't have to do this very often, but I have to issue a retraction from a statement in a video that I made earlier this week. And this was actually a retraction that was requested by a viewer who was unhappy with what I said. Now, just to give you the background, what I had said was, while talking about Heather Honey and her plan to, have Trump steal the 2026 midterms and beyond, I mentioned in passing that voter fraud in the United States, like, you're more likely to find Bigfoot because both of them are just non-existent. So the statement was, of course, Bigfoot is non-existent. Well, that led to a message that I received from a viewer who says, quote, "Hey, Farron, please retract your comment on Bigfoot being someone's fantasy. Bigfoot creatures exist. If you go anywhere deep into the forest of Western Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, you will have a different opinion. They do exist. It's because people are scared, so they make jokes about these creatures, making everything seem like a joke. They are no joke." So I've been asked to retract my statement that Bigfoot is not real. So here I am retracting my statement that Bigfoot is not real. Because according to this viewer, Bigfoot is in fact alive and well, and there's lots of big feet in the Pacific Northwest, which of course, yes, there have been reported, sightings and incidents and things like that. Listen, let me explain for a second here. I have always been fascinated by cryptids. And I definitely keep an open mind about all that stuff, to be honest with you. The thing is, we don't know. And I used it in passing, like it was a joke. But at the same time, I also like to be a little humorous here. But again, I was raised on unsolved mysteries. So thank you for the nightmares, Mom. But I did become fascinated with cryptids at that point. And of course, I can't say for certainty, neither can any of these people, by the way, that any of these creatures, any of these cryptids do or do not exist, right? In today's day and age where we've got drone cameras and all that kind of stuff, you would think, right, if these things were in fact walking around, we would have real clear evidence of it at this point. Everybody's got a camera on them. So, the lack of evidence is not a lack of existence, but, it leans heavily that way. At the same time, it was also a joke, right? So let's not dwell too much on that stuff. Let's not nitpick every single individual word I say, and let's focus on the overall theme, because the theme, of course, was they're hatching a plan. Actually, Trump launched it this weekend to steal next year's midterms. And I got people focusing on the Bigfoot comment. But I see your point, and honestly, it's not even the first time I've said that. So I have to come up with an actual real mythical creature to compare things to for the future, because obviously I cannot use any form of cryptid. So I am creating a new mythical creature right now. That mythical creature is what we call the ethical conservative. All right. So that is what I will now compare all non-existent things to, this ethical conservative, who, of course, does not think that giving money to the wealthy elite will trickle down. The ethical conservative believes that, hey, you should be able to marry whoever you want. The ethical conservative believes that we need universal health care because, that's the best thing for people. And of course, the ethical conservative also goes to church every Sunday and follows the teachings of Jesus Christ. That creature, as we all know, does not exist. So that will now be my new comparison creature. So when I say that voter fraud is just as real as the ethical conservative, that's going to make everybody happy, right? Except maybe for conservatives, but hey, I like pissing them off, so that's all good. So again, apologies if anybody was offended by my Bigfoot comment. It was a joke, and I have now replaced it with a definitely not real creature, the ethical conservative. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, And we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.